Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be sitting down and playing with the brand new launches from Anastasia Beverly Hills. As some of you might know, they came out with a brand new cream bronzer and they came out with some blush sticks. So I'm really excited to sit down and play with these products. I don't own a lot of things from Anastasia Beverly Hills, but when I saw this launch, I just knew I wanted to get them. I wanted to try them. I'm so into cream bronzer and cream blush or blush sticks or even liquid blush at this moment. So I thought, you know what? Is Anastasia Beverly Hills back? Because I feel like they haven't had a really good launch in a while. So since this came out, it seems, like this is probably their most popular launch recently. So we're gonna sit down. I'm gonna tell you all about these products. We're gonna try them out, test them here today, see what I think, go over some details of the products. So if you are interested, make sure you keep on watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload, and check out my social media if you want to. They're down below in the description bar. Let's jump right into the video, guys. So we're up close and personal. I have like a little pink pop of color today that I wanted to do. I know it doesn't really go with my shirt, but I love the color pink. It's my favorite color. So I did add some pink shadow on the inner corner. And for my lashes, I don't have false lashes on. This is just with one mascara and I think my lashes look phenomenal. This is with the Essence Lash Princess Curl and Volume Mascara. I believe this is a newer launch from Essence and I really like the mascara. This is 2 coats on each eye. And I just feel like my lashes have never looked this good with a mascara. So far, I enjoy this mascara. I think it did my lashes really, really good. Let's start by talking about the bronzer. So as I mentioned, Anastasia Beverly Hills did just come out with a cream bronzer. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a fan of their shade range. I'll just say it as is. I kind of had a hard time picking out what shade would work for me. I felt that the shades looked super warm on the swatches on Sephora's website. And personally for me, I like bronzers that are kind of more of a neutral, or a little leaning cool, but not like too gray. I don't particularly really like super warm bronzers because on skin that's as light as mine, I just feel like it kind of can look really orange and muddy on my skin. I did pick up the shade Amber in this. I believe this is the second lightest shade. Yeah, so the first shade is Sun-Kissed. This is a fair to light with neutral undertones. When I saw reviews for this, people were writing that this looks yellow on their skin, so I definitely didn't think that it would work with my skin tone, so I did choose the next one up, which was called Amber. This is supposedly for light to medium skin tones with a neutral undertone. So I love the packaging. I think this is very Anastasia-like, it's very simple, but it has the nice gold trimming, and I love that it's more of like a nude beigey brown packaging. I think that looks really cute. You do get a protective layer when you open the bronzer, which is nice. And I have already swatched this, but here is the color. So for me, this looks pretty warm. It kind of looks orange on camera from what you're seeing. And I don't know if this color is going to work for me per se, but we're going to try it. When touching it, it's super emollient. So I'm just going to blend a little bit here on the back of my hand for you guys. So here's what the color looks like on the back of my hand. It feels very hydrating. It's super emollient and creamy, so I feel like it'll blend out really nice on the skin. This does retail for $35, which is pretty much in price range for Anastasia Beverly Hills. I wouldn't say it's too expensive or, more affordable. You definitely can find more affordable options for cream bronzers, but this is pretty standard with Anastasia's pricing in my opinion. This is a cream formula. It is fragrance free, which is nice. I don't really like to use makeup products with fragrance in them, especially if you have sensitive skin too. It has no parabens, no phthalates, no sulfates, and it has a matte finish. And it says it is a weightless cream bronzer that warms up the skin for sun-kissed dimensional color while also creating contour and sculpted definition. I'm excited to put this on my face. It has almost 5 stars and 570 reviews. So we are gonna go in. I did not set my whole face. I just set under my eyes and a little bit on my chin and in my forehead area, but we are gonna go in and try to apply this. I'm just gonna rub my brush, and you guys can see a lot of pigment comes up off that brush. So I am just going to kind of pounce this on the back of my hand first to kind of get some of the excess off so it's not too harsh, and we're gonna go ahead and apply this to the skin. So you can see right off the bat, very, very, very pigmented. I do wish the line came out with a more cool toned type of bronzer or more neutral tone. Like I would say this is honestly warm tone. It definitely looks very orangey on camera. And I definitely did go in with too much. For sure, a little bit really does go a super long way. And of course, if you need to, go back in with your beauty blender and soften it up if you feel, it's a little bit too much pigment, because let's be honest, I have a heavy hand, so it does happen. And just blending it out with a blender, it blends really nice with the beauty blender. So definitely not mad at how it blends with the beauty blender. I think I'm going to go in with this side and blend it with the beauty blender because I like how it's looking compared to the brush. This is looking really nice on the skin. I really do like the finish of it. And I have dry skin, so because this is a matte finish, I don't feel like it's too drying. I don't feel like it's, messing up the makeup underneath. I don't feel like it's clinging to any dry patches. But I do feel, as of right now, this kind of looks a little bit more natural. So I think that you can build this. I like to keep it more natural. I don't like to have a heavy bronzer. That's just my personal preference. And I like the way that this is looking. It looks very natural at this moment, but I think you could for sure build it up if that's your preference and you want a more bold contour or bronzer. I think you can definitely do that, but right now, you guys saw how effortless that blended. It barely took any effort at all, and honestly, I prefer it with the sponge versus the brush. I really like the formula of this. I know it says that it's matte, but it feels hydrating going on the skin, which it always confuses me. Like, how can a product be matte but also still feel hydrating? Because I feel like the two really contradict each other. But yeah, I think it looks nice on the skin. Again, I just don't care for the color match. I don't think it looks terrible on my skin tone, but I would prefer it have just a more neutral undertone versus this warm undertone, because like I said, I do feel like it picks up a little bit more warmer, so like on the orangier side, but I do like how natural this looks for sure. It feels really nice on the skin. Let's talk about their blushes. So I did pick up two blushes here. I picked up the shades Latte and Peachy Keen, and I'm going to show them to you right now. These retail for $32, and these actually come with a brush on them, which is nice. So here is the shade Latte. This is more of kind of like a pinky brownie type of color. I really like blushes like this because I just feel like they look so natural compared to what somebody's flush face really looks like in real life without any blush on. This shade is described as a rosy brown, which I would say it definitely is. And you do get a brush here on the other side, and the brush feels very stiff. I mean, the bristles definitely move, as you can see, but it is that style of like a kabuki brush. And I am going to use that just to kind of, blend this. So as you can see, it definitely blends the blush. I personally don't know that I will use this brush on my face, but it does blend, the blush really nice. So if you are traveling, you don't have to, take a different blush brush with you. You could just use what's already on the product, which is nice. This has almost 5 stars as well, 571 reviews at the time of filming this. And this shade right here is Peachy Keen. So you can see this is more peachy, orangey, corally color, which I love. I really love corals and pinks. So I really like this color as well. This is one of their most popular colors from what I understand. And this is labeled as a soft peach. And I'm going to go ahead and blend it out with the brush that comes with it so you guys can see it blended out. Of course, this isn't the best blend, but it does kind of give you an idea of how nice that these brushes do blend the product out. I'm impressed with the brushes, I'm not gonna lie. So these of course are a stick formula. They are a natural finish. They are cruelty free, made without parabens, supposed to be long wearing and a radiant finish. Says it's a buildable ultra lightweight cream blush that melts into the skin and creates radiant natural looking color with a seamless finish. So I'm all for it. When I think of blushes, I really like the finishes of my blushes to be natural or dewy. Of course, I wear matte blushes as well, but I think that this is gonna be a really good formula. It's made without parabens, phthalates, mineral oil, sulfates, and it does contain less than 1% synthetic fragrance. So I am curious what was the purpose of adding that less than 1% fragrance? I can't imagine it makes the formula any different, but it does say that in here that is less than 1% synthetic fragrance. So if that's, something that will bother you, at least now you know. Personally, I don't think makeup should contain fragrance. I know it's nice for some people, but it's just not necessary to create a good product with formulation, in my opinion. These do retail for $32, so again, they're right up there in price with the bronzer. I'm going to use both of these shades, so there are going to be two different colors on the sides of my face, but I really want to show both of these colors off for you. Let's go in with the shade Peachy Keen first, the more coral color. And I'm just going to kind of dot that on this side. And I'm going to take my blush brush and just kind of buff that right into the skin. I think it blends really nice. Yeah, that looks nice. And you can definitely see the radiant finish right here, like it states. So if you are into radiant blushes, you might like the finish of this. Of course, I am going to go over it with a powder, so the radiance isn't going to stay. But if you are putting blush on and, you're not setting your face or applying any powders to the face, this kind of leaves like a nice highlight looking effect to the skin. I think that blush looks really nice. I don't think it's too overpowering. I think it looks natural, but I can definitely tell this formula is buildable. So you can make it much more intense than this if you want to, but I really like blushes that look super natural. But I like this color. I think it looks really, really nice. Let's go in with Latte, and I'm just going to apply this right over here. Colors like this is what I think of when I think of like an all natural type of makeup look. I think of rosy browns like this. I don't know. I just feel like they look so natural. So I'm going to go in and do the same thing over here. We're just going to blend that in. And I am tapping the brush. I'm not rubbing the brush against my skin, so you guys can see just how easy these blend into the skin just by tapping. I think this color looks really nice too. I think it looks, you can definitely tell the difference on both sides. You can see this side is a little bit more corally and then this side is a little bit more muted pink. But I do like both shades. I think they look really, really good on the skin. They definitely, give a nice blushy appearance to the skin. And honestly, I would say that I like the blushes more than the bronzer, but I'm not mad at the bronzer. But I love how these look, and I just love that, you still have that sheen to your skin. So I love glowy skin. So for me, I love to see this, but of course, it's not for everybody, and I understand that. But you guys, I like this product from Anastasia. I'm not gonna lie. The only products I really love are, I like the Brow Wiz pencil and the Brow Freeze. The Brow Freeze is the last product I ever purchased from Anastasia. So when that first came out, that was the last product that I bought from them. I don't tend to gravitate towards their products, but I'm on a blush kick right now. So I really, really wanted to try these, and I think they look really, really good, you guys. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. I think these products are really good for natural. If you want, a nice natural look, you don't want to overdo it, I think these are nice for. But I also think if you want to overdo it, you want a little bit, more than a natural look, you want people to know you're wearing bronzer or blush, I think that these products will work for that as well. So yeah, I'm really, really into this. I'm gonna quickly set my face off camera and then we will come back to finish off my final thoughts of these products. All right, so we are back. Overall, you guys, I like these products. I didn't have high hopes for the bronzer when I went into this video, but applying it to the face, I think it blended out really, really nice. The only problem I have, again, is the shades. I wish the shades were not all warm tones. I wish they had some neutral tones and some cool tones. And I know the shade I used, Amber, is labeled as a neutral undertone, but I would definitely not agree with that. It is definitely more of a warm tone bronzer. At least on somebody as fair as me, it's going to appear warm and a little bit orangey. Blending it out, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look that orangey after blending it out, but initially, as you guys saw when I was applying it, it did appear to look pretty orange on camera, but I blended out really, really effortless. It looks super natural and it feels nice on the skin, doesn't feel heavy or anything. It feels very hydrating. So I think if you have dry skin, you would really like this formula. I think it would work for oily skin as well, if of course you are going in and setting it. Keep in mind, I did not go in with any powder bronzer or powder blush over top of these products because I want you to be able to see how natural they look on camera. But yeah, the bronzer, I like it. Again, just wish there was a different shade, that's all. The blushes, I love the blushes. I definitely favor them more than the bronzer. I love both colors. They blend really, really nice and they leave that really nice sheen to the skin. So if you have dry skin and you really love, you know, glowy, radiant finish type products, I really think that you would like this for the finish. I love the colors. They have 5 colors. I think I forgot to mention this. They have 5 colors. They have a deep rosy pink color. They have the soft peach one, which was Peachy Keen that I applied over here. They have Pink Delilah, which is a rose petal pink. They have the shade Latte, which is the rosy brown that I used over here. And they have a shade called Peach Caramel, which is a deep warm peach. And for the bronzer, there are 7 shades. So there are 2 lighter shades, a medium shade, a tan to deep shade, a deep shade, a very deep shade, and a very deep shade. So I think with this product, there are the dark shades. Like as you can see here, this is very, very dark. And I love that. I think that they definitely, even though there's only 3 dark shades, of course, I feel that there should be more darker and lighter shades and of course in between shades. But this is, you know, pretty dark for a bronzer. So I do like that they have this really dark cream bronzer color, you know, because that way at least people of color can, you know, hopefully find a bronzer that will work for their skin type. But yeah, the blushes are 10 out of 10. I recommend them. I would definitely tell you to get the blushes over the bronzer, but that's just my opinion. The bronzer is nice though. So I think if you have, depending on your skin type, the color, you know, it might really work good for your skin color too. So just keep that in mind. A lot of times because I'm so fair, bronzers can look very orangey or muddy on me. Doesn't mean it will look orange or muddy on you. It's just I have lighter skin. So if you have, you know, darker skin than I do, it might look beautiful. It might look like the right undertone for you. So keep that in mind when you're thinking of this product, you know. Definitely, I would say try to figure out which shade would work for you. Unfortunately, this is online only at Sephora, so you can't go and look at the shades in person, which I would prefer to do when I'm buying a bronzer, but it is what it is. If you don't like the shade, you can of course return it, but I love the formula of this over the shade, so I think I will keep it. I think I'll, you know, work at it and I think I can make it work, but the blushes, hands down, my favorite. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of the bronzers or blushes if you've tried them. You know, what your thoughts are down below in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about it, hear, you know, what you have to say. If you don't like it, let me know that too. I would love to hear why. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already and check out my social media down below in the description bar, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!